pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Good morning, 9 degrees. I don't know about you. Pretty cold, huh? Yeah. All right, first item is the minutes for the meeting of December 3rd. Well, we'll start with
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Rear.
Aye.
Commissioner Spiller.
Aye.
And Commissioner Sweetie.
Aye. Just finding. Okay, the minutes for the meeting of December 5th.
The
So
third
moved.
should, oh, you're going to the next one, okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Second.
Commissioner Rear.
Aye.
Commissioner Spiller.
Aye.
Commissioner Sweetie.
Aye. Do we have a copy? Do we need a copy of these?
I don't know, do you?
I thought don't we usually have
Do
a
you?
copy? Maybe not.
We have copies of the financials.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the financials,
Yeah.
okay. All right, next item is Resolution 13214, which is itemizing the financials, and Heidi will enlighten us.
Not on Morning, Heidi. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Did I miss one?
Am I missing
It's on the
something? Oh, there
back,
it is.
yeah.
It's on the back.
It got kind of
Okay.
keep
Never
look
mind.
on.
That's all right.
Today, on the financials, we have revenue certifications for the auditor's office, computer improvements fund, and the building assessment fund, and supplemental appropriations and appropriation transfers to correct appropriations for year-end payroll and hospitalization processing. Cash transfers out of the general fund for portions of 2013 funding for the county home and youth center, and for the OWDA debt payments for the water tower and county water treatment plant. We also have a payment to Chardon Tractor Sales for the purchase of a 2013 Coyote tractor and loader unit for the maintenance department in the amount of $17,909.
Okay, we need a
So
motion.
moved. Second.
Commissioner Rear.
Aye.
Commissioner Spiller.
Aye.
Commissioner Sweetie.
Aye, motion stand approved. All right, the next one is the board is asked to establish the gas mileage reimbursement at the current IRS rate, which is 56 cents a mile, to be effective January 1, 2014, for the departments under the direction of the Geauga County Board of Commissioners.
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Rear.
Aye.
Commissioner Spiller.
Aye.
Commissioner Sweetie.
Aye. Motion stands. Okay, archives.
The other Christmas color.
We aren't in sync with you folks. Dark. My nails. They're always on Christmas, right?
Commissioner Sweetie, could I have permission to give just a very brief history of our
Please, go
department
right
for the
ahead.
benefit of the new members of the
Certainly.
board?
Go right ahead,
The
Lynn.
Archives and Records Center, up until 5 years ago, was administered by the county recorder. When Barry Smith resigned, the commissioners and the recorder worked together to bring the archives in under the hiring authority of the commissioner, so that's why we're under you guys now. When I took over down there, I left my position of Special Projects Coordinator here in the Commissioner's office to become the director down there. Thank you one more time for that.
Oh, you've done a great job.
Thank you. We had a staff of 6. Right now I have a staff of 3. This is the first time I've asked to replace somebody. One of the things that the commissioners did do for us is allowed us to consolidate some duties and make one of the part-time positions full-time. And that's actually the position that we're asking to replace right now. This person had been working across department lines. That didn't work out very well for my department. I lost a lot of time and a lot of productivity because she worked in your office, she worked in the switchboard, she worked at the building department. It was just, but we have to keep the courier function unless you guys decide you don't want it, because we take stuff from 5 departments uptown, and plus everything for all the elected officials. We have mostly prosecutor and courthouse civil case and criminal case files going back and forth all the time, because they reopen and new stuff goes in, or they will send us stuff that we will file for them into their files. So I am asking you to accept the resignation of Amber and to allow us to rehire and refill that position.
Okay, would you like to read that?
Vote.
Oh, please.
The Archives and Records Center is requesting the board accept the resignation of Amber Shabandi, Archives and Records Clerk, number 2607, to be effective December 11th, 2013, which was yesterday. And the Archives and Records Center is requesting the board grant permission to advertise for the position of Archives and Records Clerk, number 2607. This position will remain posted for 2 weeks.
So move. Second.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
And Commissioner Sweetie?
Aye, motion stands approved.
Thank you so very
Thank
much.
you.
We appreciate it.
And I'm filling in for
Oh,
Mike because they're
okay.
kind of jammed. This is, again, Amber was working part-time and was actually compensated at a different rate as permit coordinator while she's working for the building department. Because she's moving on actually to go work for a building department in town. We need to do a separate action that she's resigning from that position with the building department.
Oh, so she's going somewhere in Chardon?
No,
Shaker.
Shaker
Oh,
Heights.
Shaker?
Yeah, yeah, I mean, so she was able to use the experience she gained, and she's getting a nice increase, so, you know, I wish her well.
Can you blame her?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Is it closer to her home?
No,
No.
no, it's a long drive.
I just didn't know if it was a shorter drive.
No, she lives out here, so no, it's not close.
Yeah, that's a tough drive in.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the next one is to ask for hiring.
No, we still gotta take.
You want to read
action.
7?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but go on.
The building department is requesting the board accept the resignation of Amber Shabandi, intermittent permit coordinator, 1106, to be effective December 11th, 2013.
So move. Second.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
And Commissioner Sweetie?
Aye, motion stands approved. Now, the next one is to hire someone for that.
And I'll explain that one.
Yeah, that's different?
Well, this is for the building permit coordinator, so it'll be replacing what Amber was doing for the building department.
Right.
It'll also, some of the hours will be to assist the maintenance department, primarily in the afternoon. So there was a lot of applications received over time, and they interviewed the finalists, and then Commissioner Spitaleri and I went down and interviewed the 2 finalists, and the decision was made to offer the job to Tricia Hajma. She's had experience working, I think, at Moreland Hills Building Department, so she comes with some specific experience. She's got a lot of customer service background, and that's the kind of thing we're looking for, so.
Now she's going to work for 2 different departments.
She's being hired
She's
for
being
the
hired
building
for the
department,
building,
with the
but she could
understanding
be
that-
going to another.
Well,
but
the
there's no-
understanding she'll fill in, primarily in the afternoons for the maintenance department.
Is there a schedule, like she's gonna work 6 hours one place and 2 hours the other, or is it gonna eventually end up being, to be a tug of war between the 2
Well,
departments?
since they both report to the commissioners,
Yeah.
we can kind of sort that out. I think, the understanding is the building department needs the support in the morning as people get going,
Mhm.
and then they need to have someone there during the lunch hours. I pointed out before,
Okay.
Lisa's down there, she's entitled to a lunch hour, and a lot of people that, work, come in at lunch hour to get their building permit, and there's no one there.
We're giving lunch hour? Yeah.
What?
I know, it's,
What?
I'm just giving away the story.
We
Okay,
do
thank-
that,
yeah.
we're not that.
Thank you.
So that, but, following the lunch hour in the afternoon, then, she may help Glenn in his office. She'll probably be trained to be a backup on the county switchboard, which can operate either uptown where Roy's is, or it also operates over here across.
My only question was because we just heard Linda say that the sharing,
There was
the
issues.
sharing, there were some issues there, and that prompted me to wonder if there'll be issues.
Well, in her case, she was gone so much that our director has spent a lot of time babysitting, doing clerical stuff
The receptionist.
by herself because there's no one else there.
Oh, okay, I just,
Yeah, no, that's a good question.
yeah, I don't want to open up another can of
Yep,
worms.
yep.
Did she read it?
Yeah.
The building department is requesting the board approve hiring Tricia Hajma for the position of permit coordinator, number 1106, to be effective December 30th, 2013, at a rate of $11.21 per hour. After the successful completion of a 180-day probation period, the rate will increase to $11.80 per hour.
So move. Second.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
And Commissioner Sweetie?
Aye. Motion approved. Dale Rich, Director?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Such a lovely day, isn't it?
Yeah, nice.
A little brisk.
Yes, matches up to the day.
This is the same contract as we've done for the last, I think, 2 years. As Dave pointed out once, we had a full-time person in this position making probably, what, $50,000 of benefits?
Oh, yeah, with benefits, yeah, easily.
And the local emergency planning committee is basically a bunch of volunteers. It's required under 3750, the Ohio revised code, to have certain membership on there. The problem is they don't really have the background and the expertise to do the work that's required. And when I wrote this, you'll see that we had some what-ifs in there. And one of the what-ifs was if the emergency response coordinator, if it's elected by the LEPC as a member of my staff. Excuse me. The other one is the information coordinator, if elected by the LEPC. Well, they did their elections and basically all the people that do any kind of work on the committee are employed by myself. So therefore, we're doing what's on the contract, which is administrative support, which is any kind of documentation coming in from the filers, the state of Ohio. Emergency response coordinator can respond to all hazmat incidents in Geauga County. He's also head of the hazmat team that's selected by the Fire Chiefs Association of Geauga County. We average about anywhere from 2 to 4 spills each month in Geauga County. Typically it's fuel oil or some kind of car accident. Commissioners, because of the LEPC doesn't answer to the commissioners, but I do. They wanted me to become permanent secretary treasurer, whoever's in my capacity. That way there's accountability for the finances. So that's something I think that Mary is part of some years ago. Information coordinator, now that Tara's on board, I'm kind of teaching her as filers come in, and she gets public requests from people for environmental concerns. She's learning those capabilities. Compliance stats to make sure that those who have to report do. Plan development and exercising, we do the plans. In fact, the commissioners just approved the emergency operations plan several weeks ago. And we do an exercise every year, whether it's a tabletop, a functional, or a full-scale exercise. We handle all the grant applications, training, of course. We do probably, we gave Commissioner Greer a matrix yesterday, a 3-year matrix,
Right.
showing all the different training that we do. And we keep track of all the chemicals in the county and do hazard analysis. And so I think you're getting a bargain for the $15,000. It's not based on an hourly rate, it's based on work product being performed. And I did invite the chairman here this morning, but he had other obligations with the health district. So that's an overview. Excuse me. Be happy to answer any questions if you have any.
That nice long motion.
The Department of Emergency Services is requesting the board approve and authorize the president of the board to execute an agreement between the Department of Emergency Services under the Geauga County Board of Commissioners and the Geauga County Local Emergency Planning Committee, LEPC, to provide the following services to LEPC: administrative support, emergency response coordinator, if elected by the Geauga LEPC. Permanent secretarial treasurer responsibilities, information coordinator, if elected by the Geauga LEPC. Compliance, plan development and exercising, grant applications, training, and the maintaining of all required chemical filing forms and records in the amount of $15,000 for the year 2014.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
And Commissioner Sweetie?
Aye, motion stands approved.
For your time this morning.
Don Gordon, back in Bill.
I'm not as technical.
You dressed up.
But
as
all the,
I know,
all
I
the
did.
bid and correct. Oh, is that the new,
Actually did.
No, this is something.
It's very cute. I like the little dot, so you picked a,
I want to start selling these
those are
for a
cute.
profit at the show.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
We'd probably make money. That's the next thing we go.
As long as you're not competing with the outdoor store.
They'll sell them for
Sell
us.
'em.
So you could
Put a
have,
new brand.
you know what you could have like different dog faces. Like if you have a, you know, a Dalmatian, you have a.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Rottweiler.
dog
Rottweiler, whatever you
Bulldog.
have, you'd have that printed out. That'd be
You
really
could
cute
have a whole
to
dog
have.
dude line of clothing, apparel, dog dude apparel.
And
Hey.
you could have the little dogs in the back.
Any way to make money.
Dog on them. How cute that is, really cute. Okay.
Okay, do I just start or you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, obviously, we're just changing our hours at this point. And a lot of it is that our adoptions have been down. We just noticed that, you know, a current trend is we come in Sundays to clean. We notice a lot of people coming in on Sundays. We still let them in, obviously, to look at animals and all that. We obviously just want to switch it up and see if we can come with different store hours to get people in our shelter. And that's really, when I say store hours, it's really to try to push adoptions and get the dogs adopted more. We were open on Sundays for a while, and then we closed down a couple of years ago on Sundays, but we're again seeing a need that Sundays are important. We did Wednesday nights till 7. We may want to consider going back to that, but because of the winter hours, no one's coming in after 5 o'clock, and it's so dark there. It
tell what
definitely
you have.
becomes a safety issue with my staff there. So we decided to try to cut back and move back into the daytime on that. Our 24-hour operation still goes on. So today we're closed as we normally have been. If we get called by the sheriff deputies or sheriff dispatch, we still go out and do it. I still do paperwork today, so nothing will change with any of the 24 hours. So basically, we would only move Wednesdays down and increase our hours to Sundays. So we're actually increasing an extra day of being open to the public. So I just think it's a good thing for us, and hopefully it will work.
Excuse my ignorance on this, but what hours are you open? Do you have that information right there?
Oh, I'm sorry, you guys didn't get the paperwork.
I think it was scanned and sent to you, but.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I-
10 to 3.
But yeah, no, definitely look at
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Currently, yeah, we were Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, 10 to 3. Wednesdays, we tried 2 o'clock in the afternoon to 7 o'clock, and then we were closed Thursdays and Sundays. So we've been doing that for about 3 years now. Pretty much we're gonna stay status quo on the Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, 10 to 3. Thursday will still be closed. We're just obviously moving up on Wednesdays and then increasing from Sunday being closed at 10 to 3 on Sundays. And Sundays are gonna be tough. We're gonna have to adjust it, and we'll see. I don't expect a lot of people coming in between 10 and noon, but that's hopefully when we can clean the animals and get everything ready. As we can clean as, you know, public's coming in, because we'll have more than one person, but then we expect maybe after people come out of church, and that's what we were seeing, is people were coming at like noon, 1 o'clock. On their way home, they're like, hey, we want
Let's
to see
go
the
pick up
dogs
the
with the
dog.
kids. Exactly. And we weren't open technically, but we were still doing adoptions during that period of time.
Wonder if it would be beneficial for us to run like an ad in the local papers that you're open. I mean, it wouldn't be a ton of money to justify to pay for something like that.
Well, and hopefully some media will cover it. Correct.
Joe.
That's, I
Joe.
actually handed out some
And-
paperwork, so
And, Joe, yeah, that would be good.
publicly I would.
Well, sometimes you put ads in
Wanna
and
give
they're
Anna-
donated by
I have it.
area businesses.
I have
I've seen
it.
them in the good news.
Yeah, the good news we have, and I think what we're gonna do is try to increase that with the other papers. In our area, we already do the good news, and I think next year is working on getting donated advertising money for various other newspapers, so we can start putting more ads in other places. We see an increase. Obviously, it's all getting these pictures out to people and letting them see it. They see the dog and say, oh geez, I forgot you guys have a shelter down there, so
Yeah.
pushing it.
Is
How
there
many
any
dogs?
track record of when people come to adopt in any quantity, or is it just helter-skelter?
It's pretty much helter-skelter, but Saturday is the busiest day we have. Obviously, people are not at work or anything like
Right.
that, so they're coming by. So Saturdays have always been truly our busiest day. Mondays then follow up with it, and then Fridays, and those were our top three. And Sundays fell, last time we were open on Sundays, fell like fifth out of the week. So it fell off, but at one point there was a spike on Sundays, so it's really trying to, it's so hard.
Yeah, it's hard to
taking
guess
this.
when people are gonna come in, but you
I
would
thought
think that it would be when people are off work.
Exactly, and that's why Wednesdays we thought till 7 o'clock would work, and
Yeah,
it did work
it
for a
does in
while,
summer,
but
yeah.
it's sort of right. In summer it worked, but then it just faded out.
It's tough
So-
when we have 3 employees to spread it out.
Yeah,
around.
right, I-
That's the other
Well,
big
how many
issue.
dogs do you have available right now for
Uh,
adoption?
12 right now.
12 dogs, and,
Yeah.
and what kind are they?
Inside, yeah, it's all mixed, different.
All mixed?
Mixed
Heinz
breeds
57?
and all that kind of stuff, yeah. So we have, God bless you.
Bless
We
you.
have, God bless you.
Makes you sneeze, huh?
We have various dogs, and you know, we do take dogs from other shelters like we've always done. We're not doing as much because our adoptions are down, but in like you may not understand this or know that we do this, but Cuyahoga County Kennels and Portage County Dog Shelter, they sometimes have to get so overcrowded they euthanize. So we
Mhm.
actually will take their adoptable dogs and bring them into our shelter when we have space, and it really is it's a good thing because it's a safe. We save animals in that situation and all that. So, but lately we've just been slowing down on adoptions. So we're trying to figure out a way to
What about
increase
that
it.
puppy rescue in Russell? Is it puppy rescue? What's the name?
Rescue Village.
Yeah, Rescue
Yeah,
Village, yeah.
we work great with
You
them.
work
We
with them,
actually,
too?
oh yeah, they'll, if we get filled, they'll actually take some of our dogs, and
Is
if
that
they
right?
get filled or have a dog, we actually try to switch dogs every once in a while.
Just,
If we have a dog that is just not being adopted in our facility, we'll actually turn it over to them and try them, and vice versa. We actually try to increase, we always say, go to that shelter if you're gonna look for another dog or anything, but unfortunately, we're so far apart, and
yeah.
no offense, different people go to different shelters, no offense, my shelter's a little smaller. We have a lot more people on the east side coming to our shelter, and they have a lot more people on the west side coming to their shelter. So sometimes changing the dogs, even though that makes a whole bit of difference and all that. So
The
we
inventory
work
look
well
different.
on-
Yeah,
Exactly.
rotate the stock.
Mix
you
it
know,
up a
move it.
little.
You know, move things around,
They got a
make it look
hound,
new
we
and
got a
fresh.
poodle, sometimes it's
Yeah.
better to switch it up.
Ah.
So we actually work well
Yeah.
with them on that, because, ultimately, the whole thing about, I wear 2 hats. I'm animal control, and we gotta do the enforcement, and then the other side is, I gotta figure out how to adopt animals, because we don't wanna euthanize them.
Well, I think Ralph makes the point of advertising.
Yeah.
Somehow to bring this to the public's attention. It's, quite frankly, it's something that it's not on the top of everybody's list that, oh, let's go save a dog or adopt a dog.
Few
I don't know
pictures
where
of the
that
dogs.
stands in, I mean, if you got little kids, it's pretty near the top. But it just seems like we should maybe look at other avenues. People at GTV will wring my neck, but we
Put it
could
on there.
put a little
'Cause the
blurb on
Munson
cable
pays for
TV or
that.
something,
Yeah.
here's Fido and Bitsy and whatever else, and just show their
Bingo.
dogs, and these dogs are available at the
Exactly,
shelter.
well, and
shelter,
And that's what we hope to push. The good news right now, every week it's sponsored, actually a donor has sponsored that
Yeah.
spot, but every week
Mhm.
we put a various different dog on, and they have a little write-up and say,
Alright.
come down and look, and that helps. Yeah,
I was gonna
obviously
say,
people
is there
read
any
it
way
and
of
say, oh,
knowing how many of those are adopted after you
I would probably,
feature that dog?
it's hard
or
to say,
pet?
because sometimes we don't ask, where did you see this dog, but I would say at least half have notified us and said, yeah, we saw it at the Good Newspaper. So we think it is popular, and we think if we can branch off, and the Good News obviously is more isolated to the southeast, even though it gets bigger.
Right.
And that's why using other papers now, I think, is what we need to do. We need to get get it into papers that are more into Chardon, more into Chesterland, because the population of people are there, and like you say, the kids are there, and that's who we gotta start. So it's almost like I've been working this year of saying we need to start branching into a different area that we're going into and stuff.
Marketing
And we
is-
get a
looks
lot
like
of
what it is.
people, we get, you know, knock on wood, we get a lot of people out of our county that come in to adopt. So it's a very big thing. I would say we probably received $5,000 worth of donations last year from out-of-county residents that have given us money to run our shelter, and it's basically they adopt an animal. We send them out letters, obviously, just updating our shelter, and they've given us donations graciously. So we're very excited about that program too. And it's really, like I say, I'm law enforcement, but then when we come to the shelter, it's more of a business
Right.
market. How do you market the product? And I think that's what we should be looking at, and I'll probably be presenting something at the beginning of the year to ask you guys to do, maybe put some money towards more advertising. The other last thing, and this is just a throw out, and I'm just gonna throw it out, I don't foresee it this year, but we had problems, and I just want, obviously, the commissioners to consider it, and we've never had this problem before, but our shelter's open on Saturdays and Sundays. Once in a while, a holiday falls on a Saturday and Sunday. And I know because most county agencies are Monday through Friday, we make the holiday on either a Friday or Monday. That forces my staff to have to take personal time on the holiday itself, or they have to come in and get paid regular time. Now, I don't know if it's possible, but if we have a holiday like that, if we can at least put maybe an asterisk in and say 24-hour operations would get the holiday on the actual holiday, if that makes sense. And what I mean by this is when we had Sundays before, Christmas fell on Sunday. Well, our technical county holiday was Monday, so as I told my staff is you have to take off a personal day on Sunday to be off on Sunday. And you don't get time and a half, but when you work Monday, you get time and a half. So it's just morale in my staff. It's just a consideration of, and I don't know how other departments do it as far as the sheriff's department, because they're 24 and all that. I just know that that was one of the things my employees had issues with.
Yeah,
And it's, the only holidays
Yeah.
is July 4th,
Sure.
Christmas, and New Year's.
yeah, Thanksgiving.
Oh,
Well, that's always on Thursday.
Always
We-
on Thursday.
Yeah, we have those set, you know, Memorial Labor, all those are
Yeah.
all good. It's just the ones that fall on Saturday and Sunday, technically my shelter is supposed to be open on that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked a little bit yesterday at the directors meeting about
Can we close that day?
paid day off
Exactly.
policy and things like comp time for salaried exempt employees and all that. So I'll probably be drafting up something soon.
Okay.
And I'm glad you mentioned that. I'll try to work that into the overall thought process.
Yeah, it's just something as an asterisk of just
Yeah.
saying 24-hour operations, if Monday falls, if the actual holiday falls on a Saturday or Sunday or their open days, that we can give the staff that day as the
Yeah.
holiday.
I don't think any of the people on this
No,
board
I know you won't.
I don't think
That's why.
any of us are, that it's our objective to make it tough on our
No.
employees.
No, I know that that's not even, it's
Yeah,
not even
it's
a
like,
decision.
it's like, but we don't know that contingency, and when you only have 2 people or 3 people,
Yeah.
Sure.
the wheel isn't real squeaky.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and that's, I have no issue that I know that you guys would definitely do it, and it's never been brought up, and I only pay attention to it when
It happens.
it's, yeah, like, the last
Yeah.
few times it's happened, I've actually come in and worked, because I told my staff, no, take off, I'm not making you guys come in.
Well, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna try and draft something up to propose to the board
Sure.
that they might consider in January, and I'll incorporate that into it somehow.
Excellent,
Okay?
that's it.
Okay, would you like to read that motion?
The dog warden's office is requesting the board approve a change of hours of operation effective December 16th, 2013 to better serve the community.
So moved.
Second?
Commissioner Rea,
Aye.
Commissioner Spillier, and Commissioner Sweetie.
Aye. Motion stands approved.
I don't see
Got
you
it.
guys that much, so I usually talk longer
Yeah.
than most others.
Okay, coming up, the meetings, I have a Nowaka governance meeting today at 2:30. Then there's one Nowaka meeting at 9, and there's one at 10 tomorrow. 12:16 Family First Council at 2 o'clock. Commissioner meeting at 12:17. There's the investment advisory, which will follow our board meeting here in Chambers at 9:45. Also, there's a Geauga Trumbull Solid Waste Board of Directors meeting at 1 in Warren, Ohio.
I'll be there.
Blake and I, Ralph, you don't have to go, the two of us can go, but you're certainly
Okay.
welcome to.
Unless they
It's
only
just a
bring
quick
one
meeting.
person.
Okay.
Yeah.
If they bring one person, we're
Well,
gonna have to have three.
We're gonna have to make sure they have a quorum, because hasn't been unusual for us to go down there and wait an hour.
Right, for
I
somebody
mean,
to
they
show up.
live within 5
So Debbie,
minutes.
if we could check with them to just see
Yeah, we
when they're
check with them,
planning on
make
having
sure.
come,
Yeah.
so we know for sure that
When-
two of ours, you know, if they have two people coming, then you got a quorum and they can move forward.
When that guy was up here and asked me if I could make that meeting, he introduced himself.
Bob Villers.
Yeah.
Thank you. He said this is
They
something
ch-
that has to be done before the end of the year, and he said
Yeah.
we're gonna call the meeting, have a vote, and leave.
I can't tell you.
I can't even, I don't know what it is, but he said
Yeah,
it has to be done before the end of the
Yeah,
year.
it's a contract.
And this was.
I think that's for that rub key or whatever,
Rumpke, yeah,
for the,
he's right,
lift,
Oh, yeah,
wasteful.
yeah.
yeah, Rumpke.
But it's not, like I said, one year, we waited every single time we had a meeting. It was like short of outrageous.
And it's in their county.
It's in their county, and they're like 5 minutes away.
And-
And we have to drive about an hour.
In the future, just move with the start time back on our.
Well, we tried that, and it's still, we were
They still waited an hour.
And finally, they came around, but anyway, on the 19th is a regular session. On Tuesday, Christmas Eve, we will be closed. And on the 25th, we will be closed for Christmas. And on the 26th, our meeting is canceled. So that week's kind of like, you're free, guys. And then on the 31st is our regular session. And I think that's it for today. Motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Let's pray for heat.
Yep,
Please try to get into the 20s.
I go back outside now.
I always know when it's cold. My